You are on your way to work when you find yourself standing in front of a medieval alehouse. The year is 1200, and you're in London, England. Time travel gets you really thirsty. You don't know why you're here, but you need something to drink first. You go inside and sign for water. A lady brings you a pint of ale instead. You remember that ale was a predecessor to beer, and it was preferred to water here because it was more nutritious, and clean water was harder to come by. Water requires a well-maintained well, or preferably an aqueduct, which requires effective organization and government and all the things that the Dark Ages are not best known for. So you go with the ale, and it's just weird. It was a sort of sludgy porridge with bits in it. You manage to roll a piece of paper into a straw to go below the surface and suck out the liquid. It tastes like liquid bread, flavored with herbs and spices to disguise the pungency. But it was nutritious and slightly alcoholic, and other people didn't seem to mind, so you go with it. And just when you get a bit tipsy, you're transported to ancient Egypt, just in time for the festival of drunkenness. The festival of drunkenness was a yearly celebration of the goddess Hathor and the salvation of humankind through the miracle of beer. The story goes like this. Once upon a time, the gods decided to punish mankind for their sins, so they let loose the goddess Hathor, the mother of sun god Re and sky god Horus. Hathor then went on a killing spree. Thousands were murdered. Re, Horus, and other gods started to feel bad about what they'd done, so to stop Hathor's murderous rage, they flooded the fields with beer that had been tinted red with ochre to look like blood. Hathor guzzled it up, got drunk, and passed out. Mankind was saved by drunkenness. Beers was our savior. In the Hall of Drunkenness, you saw people gather and try to get obscenely drunk. That's the whole point, besides the orgy of course, but we don't talk about that here. Here's how you participate. You want to get so drunk that the next day when you're woken up by the first light of the day, disoriented, unsure who you are and what you are, you'd be overwhelmed at the sight of the statue of Hathor towering above you, glittered in the eastern sun. This was the moment that the whole festival had been aiming towards, the mystical epiphany you can only experience in your befuddled state. You get drunk so that you're able to experience the holiness in a way that you couldn't on a sober weekday afternoon. So you get blind drunk, and when you wake up you're back, on the way to work. You start to think about why we got drunk, and since when. To unwind? To be more confident? To be more yourself? Some cheeky scientists propose a universal answer. That is, we evolved to get drunk. The drunken monkey hypothesis suggests that our primate ancestors, who roamed the forests millions of years ago, would occasionally stumble upon the overripe fruit. These fruits had fallen to the ground and naturally fermented, turning into alcoholic treasures, which packed a punch of calories and a mild alcoholic buzz. As alcohol was a marker that could lead us to sugar, which was vital for their survival, our ancestors developed noses that could smell it at a distance. This natural preference for fermented fruits, according to the hypothesis, may have given our ancestors a competitive edge. The alcohol provided extra calories, while its disinhibiting effects might have promoted social bonding and cooperation within the group. In a way, it was a prehistoric happy hour that brought our ancestors closer together. But wait, there's more. Then comes the Neolithic period. Humans start settling down, growing crops, and discovering brewing. Some scholars even argue that our ancestors were so smitten with their newfound ability to brew beer that it motivated them to develop agriculture. Imagine that, civilization sprouting up because we want to get drunk. Of course, this sounds more like a cocktail party story than a rigorous theory. Then there's the social cohesion theory, a more grounded approach. This theory suggests that alcohol has played a key role in bonding and forming social structures and cultural identity throughout history. Taverns and bars and pubs act as the third place, a term coined by sociologist Ray Oldenburg. The third place refers to those social spaces outside of our homes, the first place, and work, the second place. In these spaces, we drink to make friends, to share stories, to forget the daily grind, and slip into a more carefree state. Of course, these are just theories, not a glorification of booze. Even though alcohol has been a constant companion through the highs and lows of human civilization, it can sometimes be a bad friend. So friends, drink responsibly. It's all about savoring the flavors, the stories, the camaraderie that comes with a shared bottle, not drowning in it. Drinking and getting drunk. Whether it's our evolutionary calling, a nod to the divine, a way to bond, escape, or boost our confidence, one thing's for sure. It's about savoring the flavors, the stories, the camaraderie that comes with the shared bottle, and not drowning in it. We've learned it the easy way and the hard way. Like dancing with fire, exhilarating, yes, but you ought to know your steps well. So here's to the drunken monkeys in all of us, navigating the complex, sometimes tipsy journey of life, with the well-balanced glass in hands. Cheers!